Over here next to my pond with my land leveler from Everything Attachments. So I told you about my land leveler from Everything Attachments a couple of weeks ago. I did a little bit of work on the driveway with it. I also used the hitch from UTV Hitch Works, and I'll tell you more about that another time. If you're interested in something like that, then comment down below and I'll tell you more about it. Probably going to anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter if you comment down below or not. But I do appreciate all of your comments and all the things that you have to say. It really does encourage me and help me, and helps me to understand what things you're interested in and you know, what kind of videos to do. But I want to talk to you today a little bit about my pond, and I also want to use this land leveler from Everything Attachments. First, I want to take you a little closer to the pond. This last fall, I planted some winter wheat on the levee over here, and that really did a lot of good. I think it did a lot of good anyway. I don't know for sure, but it grew up, and you know, I think that's providing biomass and did some good there. And I did some over here as well, but right here where I'm sitting is where the trampoline used to sit. The kids like to play in water, and they played with water over here next to the trampoline. We wanted for them to play with it over here, so all of that water would go into the pond and fill it up whenever we first got it dug about a year ago now. Between that and heavy rains, it made this little gorge, or this little ravine, this little valley over here behind me. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but I don't really like it, and that was made, there were several of those made over here. So what I want to do with this land leveler from Everything Attachments is to come over here and stick it in the pond and then pull back, and that's going to fill in these gaps and also pull off some of these ridges over here as well. I'm not going to use the ripper shanks on it because that's unnecessary. It's going to be able to get some mud from the pond over here and then pull that this way, and I've done that once already. I'll show you over here where I've done that a moment ago. This is the first pond that I've ever owned, first pond that I've ever managed, so I don't know really well what I'm doing. I know that ultimately that you know, plants are going to just come and seed themselves over here, that birds will bring some fish, and frogs have already came in here. We've seen a couple of snakes. We've not seen any venomous snakes. The only venomous snakes in our area are water moccasins, which are water snakes, copperheads, which can get in the water very briefly, and I think there are a few rattlers over here, but not very many. They're not very common. The most common venomous snakes that we have are the water moccasins and the copperheads, and we've seen a copperhead here before. I've never seen a water moccasin here on this farm, but they behave differently, and you can tell from the way that they behave that they're venomous snakes. Water moccasins are very aggressive versus a lot of other water snakes will just go away. So we have seen a couple of very small water snakes in here. We've caught them before. They're not a very big deal. They're part of the ecosystem, and that's one reason we wanted a pond, is for an ecosystem. I'm planning on this fall maybe seeding some fescue or something like that. If you think that's a good idea, then comment down below if you think I should seed something else. That's not going to be the only thing we plant around here. I've done a video, one of my most popular videos is about our pond dig from a year ago, and I've not really planted anything yet. I've not done that regeneration zone that I want to. I'm going to do that ultimately, but today, before I plant anything, because even if I do plant anything, and I have planted that winter wheat, it's you know, I'm going to have to disturb that in order to fix these ravines and these ditches, places where it's kind of caused erosion next to it. So I've got to fix that before I can plant, and I'm going to use this land leveler. Let me take you over here and show you where I've done already. So you probably can't tell anything big behind me. I didn't do a video of it. I was just testing it out before I did a video for you. But right here, there were some of those same ravines, and it's a little bit better here. It might need to be done again. You know, if I can get this leveled out a bit better, it also made it more of a gentle slope up the hill instead of something more abrupt, because the kids use this for swimming, and Rua does as well. We might put like a, you know, slip and slide over here, turn the water hose on because we have a well, and it goes in here, especially whenever the water's low. It hasn't really got low this summer. We've had lots of rain here in western Kentucky. Anyway, this is what it looks like after I've done it, as opposed to a bit over here further. You can see there's a little bit more green over this way. It's kind of got a bit more of a sharp turn, so it comes up and then here comes the levee. And it was kind of that way over here as well, but whenever I used that land leveler, it peeled that off, and then I put it over here and leveled off some other areas behind the camera. I'm pleased with what it did, but I want to show you how it works, so take a look. So I would say it helped, but I think it's also one of those things that just one application won't do. It gets wet up here because what happens is I stick this land leveler in the pond and pull out from that, and it makes it all wet, and then I can't get quite as good a traction. So do it once if you're doing this, and I don't know, if you have any suggestions, especially if you know something about ponds, then comment down below. But do it once and then do it a second time and a third time until you get it the way that you want it, because it gets wet right. Let me take you one step closer over here. So again, the rut isn't all the way gone, but it is, it's better, and I think it'll get better if I do this a few more times. It's the worst over here, and where I did just where I did before I videoed and I showed you what the results. But it might need to be done over there as well. And ultimately, we've got some hay over here. And ultimately, once we move this hay, I'd like to have a regeneration zone over here as well, put some plants and stuff like that. And that way it'll filter this water just a bit better. And between that and the grass that I plant over here, then I think that it'll help make the water a little clearer instead of so muddy as well. But if you like things like this is stuff that we do here. We're trying to maintain the farm. We're trying to build some infrastructure. If you like this kind of thing, then make sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing a whole lot more of this in the future. We're just getting started now. We got our high tunnel, we got our pond, we're building some other things here, we're adding some infrastructure. We're learning and we're getting things going right now. Ultimately, we'll have all of our systems and our processes down, but if you'll watch now and you'll subscribe now, then you'll see all those things as we do it. So we'd love to have you be a part of it. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, select all so you never miss a notification, and keep coming back because we keep on doing videos like this. Right, Papa?
Right.
Right, Papa?
Right.
All right.
There's a dog in the pond.
I know there's a dog in the pond on the other side. You see over there? That's a schnauzer. Giant schnauzer. Anyway, thanks.